So if you're watching after the live, we're just gonna wait a few minutes, let some people hop on before we start diving in. We'll be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. If you haven't watched the last a whole bunch of them, I think this is probably like 15 or 16, maybe. I've been doing lives before the lifts. I'm gonna do a recovery lift pretty soon. Got a big match coming up September 5th, this Friday. Less than a week away, 5 days. Also, there is 8 other incredible matches on the card. We'll dive into those later. We're gonna let some more people hop on. But yeah, even if you guys are watching after the live, I should be able to see the comments. So if you guys have any questions about Turtle Man, the first ever Dungeon Super Series, what times the events start, what time you guys are supposed to be there for signups and weigh-ins, how to get tickets for the pay-per-view event, how to watch the pay-per-view. Any questions, let me know. So let's start with I guess we'll just start in order. So Friday's event, if athletes are weighing early for the super matches, the max early weigh-in is 24 hours. So if athletes are here Thursday, the earliest we can weigh in is noon on Thursday. So any of the athletes competing on the card, 24-hour weigh-ins. Otherwise, it would just be, maybe the day of or something like that. In order to see the Dungeon Super Series, the first ever one, in person, you're gonna have to buy tickets. Now the tickets go for $30. The money from the tickets is given to the Turtle Man charity. If you aren't able to make it in person, if you're not able to watch it in person, don't worry. You'll still be able to see it. I would definitely advise seeing these matches in person. I feel I'm lucky enough to be able to see these matches and also be involved with it. As an athlete, as a promoter, I feel very lucky to be involved. Well, I might say your name wrong, but thanks for watching, Yandel. If I said that right, I appreciate it. Yandel, if you like arm wrestling, we have a big giant tournament, arm wrestling tournament, September 6th in Connecticut. That's this coming Saturday. It's a charity event. We raise money for one of our teammates who passed away, aka Turtle Man. His real name is Danny DeMichael. So that's what all this is for. That's how all this has started. Last year we got together as a team and we did the first ever Turtle Man Classic. 100% of the money is given to, what we do is after the tournament. Well, actually, what we do, we're going to do the same thing this year. After the tournament, we counted all the money up, and we walked the money to the car with them. No one's going to rob them, but it's just nice, because they had almost $7,000 from the charity, which is a good amount of money, and we give it to Danny's wife. Danny's wife takes the money and she puts it in a savings account. It's a school saving account. So as she grows, the money will grow. Plus, every year we should add a pretty good chunk. So by the time she's 18, college age, she at least shouldn't have to worry about money. So that'll be good to me. Let's see. What's up, Ollie? Well, we're talking about arm wrestling here. So if you like arm wrestling, we got a big event September 6th and 5th in Connecticut. I highly recommend that you be there. It's going to be great. Yandel, I appreciate that. Yeah, Danny was a good guy. Everyone liked him. I've never met anybody that had anything bad to say. He was definitely everyone's favorite, to hang out and talk to on the team, but I definitely appreciate that. Also, if you want to see Danny, there's so many videos on this YouTube of him arm wrestling. You're gonna have to go back 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago on the videos. But if you guys want to see Turtle Man, there's lots of videos out there. He was a very good arm wrestler. He had a ridiculous amount of potential. Um, I do think if he would have been at the top of, in only a matter of time. But stuff happens. If you guys have any questions for me so far, definitely ask away. Anything arm wrestling related, dungeon super match related, anything about the athletes, tickets. In order to get the location for the dungeon, so the dungeon super match series is in the dungeon. So that's a pretty good question. So, in Mint says, "Who are you and what do you do?" So, what the hell? So I got a notification that says a violation was detected. Please end live at your own risk. Suspended and/or termination. That's interesting. I never seen that before. So we're gonna keep doing live. Yeah, I figured that was a person. Yeah, it looked like somebody put their name as notification. But I appreciate that, Intimate. Appreciate that. But what do I do? My name is Nick Stone. I used to be a powerlifter. Now I'm an arm wrestler. And also, too, this year, I've been in support. I've been with lots of support from the team. I've been venturing into the promoter aspect, which is interesting. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. At the same time, there's a lot of annoying stuff, which is part of the game. But in the mint, I don't know if you saw it, if you heard, in Connecticut this Friday and this Saturday, there's a huge event. Saturday is a charity tournament, and Friday is the first ever Dungeon Supermatch series. So if you're around in Connecticut, come check it out. Come hang out. There's gonna be classes for everybody. So like if you're a first timer, we got classes for first timers. We're gonna do everything. Now, there's always, with any sport, there's always a risk of injury, but we have certain special rules for new people to keep them safe. We'll talk about that later. That's a little bit of a hike. That's a pretty good hike in Mint, but if anything changes, it'd be great to see you there. It'd be great to have you. But also, if you can't make it, there is a pay-per-view. If you want to watch the matches, there's a pay-per-view on this channel. It's going to be under the paid membership. And the money, so YouTube's going to take a cut. I can't remember how much YouTube takes from the membership. Some reason 30% is what I remember, but could be more, could be less. So all the money except for the pay-per-view will be given 100% to the charity. The pay-per-view money, YouTube is going to take a chunk. Whatever's left from what after YouTube takes, we're going to divide up and give to the athletes. We're going to give some to the referees, and we're also going to give some to the charity. So whatever YouTube doesn't take, it's going to be like a 33%. That's something like that breakdown after YouTube gets out. So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. There's 9 incredible matches. We got legends of the sport. We got up and comers. We got people that are really, really hungry. They got something to prove. They got a chip on their shoulder. And what a better place to prove yourself than at the first ever Dungeon Supermatch series. So it's going to be good. So let's talk about some of the athletes. Actually, let's talk about them all. Let's start with the ladies. The ladies match will be, if you're watching the pay-per-view, it will be the first match you will see Sunday night. If you're watching in person, it will be the second. But on the pay-per-view, it will be the first one. We have the 2 ladies on the card. These are the only ladies on the card. But that being said, these ladies are extremely strong, very smart on the table. First athlete is from the north, from more of our area. She's from Vermont, Kyla Ward. Now, she's a little newer into the sport, about 3 years. But that being said, she's been going on a pretty good tear up here. I don't think I've seen her, at least from what I've seen in person. She hasn't lost in front of me. And I think maybe left she's lost, but I don't think right. She's been pretty dominant up here with the ladies. Her opponent is definitely well known in the women's sport of arm wrestling, Candy Passmore. She has many, many super matches under her belt. She's got a ton of experience. Her technique is very well. I like to look at this as the classic battle of power versus technique. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Now, I do think it's going to be very interesting. I'm excited for this match. Now, it's going to be a best of 5. They're meeting at 140 pounds. So it's going to be a great show. If you guys know, usually the ladies always put on a good show in arm wrestling, always full of intensity. Now let's go over to so Candy is actually she's bringing the family. So she's bringing the husbands, bringing the kids. Her husband, Paul Passmore, has a match. He actually has 2 matches. He's pulling a left match and a right arm match. Let's start with Lefty. So Lefty, Paul Passmore, his opponent will be Justin Bear. Paul Passmore is he's looking extremely good right now. He's had some really good wins against some great pullers. He's looking pretty jacked. Justin, he's a lefty specialist. He's got this very, very sticky spot. You know, both these guys are very sticky, especially when it comes close to the pin line. So this match could be very interesting. Could be one of those matches that it turns. Now I say it turns ugly. When I say ugly, I mean it in the best way possible. You know, like a something that's ugly, but also very, very entertaining to watch. So that's what I mean by ugly, is extremely entertaining. You know, they're probably going to be in some really twisty, weird positions, which is going to be a good show. Now, Paul's right arm opponent is from Long Island. His name is James Clark. If he's not number 1 in Long Island, he's tied for number 1, I would say, with Paul Cruz. I would think. Maybe I'm mistaken. But I would definitely say he's if he's not number 1 in Long Island, he's tied for number 1. It's gonna be interesting. James has got the height advantage, style wise. Top roll versus hook. I've pulled with James quite a bit. I take a trip up to Mass. He goes down to takes the ferry over to Mass. Pull with Fitzy and Jerry Cadret. So James is no joke. He's good. I'm excited for this match. I'm very excited for this match. I'll be honest. I'm excited for all these matches. You know, I I did get some good recommendations from people. But all these matches, I got I kind of what's it called matchmaking. I matchmake them, so I'm very excited. As a fan, even as a fan, I'm very excited to watch these matches. Um, Now, in no particular order, the next match that comes to mind will be James Road Mason versus Tim Lewis. Now, Tim Lewis, he has a match. He literally has a super match every 3 or 4 days. He has a super match, so he's got to be one of the most active pullers out there. He's probably got. I would say he's probably got 50 super matches under his belt, something around that range, maybe more, maybe less. That's a lot of experience. Tim is very sticky. If it stops, he just gets tighter and tighter. But James, he's extremely hungry. He's extremely hungry. He's got some speed. I like to look at this match as a battle of a bullet versus a bulletproof vest. So what I mean by that is one guy wants the match to stop. He wants the match to become static. The other athlete wants the opposite. He wants the match to be dynamic. He wants the match to be moving. He wants everything to be moving. He wants everything to be fast. So this is going to be interesting. I think whoever plays their cards right at the right time is going to have a smoother day. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Tim is the replacement athlete for Peasley. Peasley wasn't able to make it for his own reasons. He wasn't able to make it, so I am very appreciative for Tim stepping up. It was tricky to find a match for James that would be a good match. So I appreciate Tim stepping up. Hey, what's up, Bo? Thanks for watching. Yeah, Tim is definitely the gatekeeper, especially in that 220-pound class, I still can't believe Tim makes 220. He doesn't look like a 220-pound guy. He looks like 240 or something at least, but he makes 220. He says he walks around at 220, I think. So, good for him. Good for him. Hey, Bo, what's your favorite match? I think I know it, but what's your favorite match so far? What's your match, the match on the card that you're most excited for? Let's see. The next match that comes to mind, no particular order, is Sam Mitchell versus Brian Malek. Now, these guys have a little bit of history. They've only faced twice in probably like a 5-year span. So when Sam first started, they met in a tournament. Brian smacked him. A couple years later, they faced again in a tournament, but Brian had a big super match before the tournament, and Sam smacked him. So now they both know about this. They're both tied, and so whoever wins this super match will be ahead of each other, ahead of their opponent. There's going to be nothing. There's going to be like no. There's no excuses anymore of like who is, if someone's tired from the super matches. Both these athletes are fresh. They're trained up. Both these guys had, I want to say, at least 3 months notice, maybe more, maybe 4 months. So these guys should be coming in just in incredible shape. Also, too, these guys, if you don't know, Sam's got that supinated shoulder, heavy bicep hook. Brian is more of a hand dominant top roller high hooker. So I think this may be, this could be definitely be a barn burner match. Now I gotta be careful saying barn burner because dungeon is it's in the barn. Definitely don't want to burn the barn down, but don't worry, we got a couple volunteer firefighters probably. Even me, I did about a week when I was, I think I was like 12 or 13. I did a week, maybe 2 weeks with the volunteer fire department. So I'm pretty qualified for if it happens, if someone tries to burn the barn down, we're good. We got some hoses. We'll put the fire out. Well, thanks, Swamp Cult. I'll call you Uno. I'm gonna call you Uno for short. Let's see. Let's see. Bo says next time Nadia should have a super match. She's got a lot of energy for a quiet. You talking about Nadia? She is also a referee too, right? She also travels around as referee. I think we're talking about the same one, right? She's had a match. I want to say she had a match at Knuckles Up, I think. But Bo, we're talking about the same one, Nadia. She's a good puller, but she's also a referee too, right? Yeah, I mean, I would definitely have her on the card. The tricky thing right now is I'm not super familiar. Like, I'm trying to be more familiar with the female side of it, the female athletes. But the female arm wrestlers, at least from my point of view, are trickier to find a match. I feel there's less ladies numbers wise, and I also feel like the gap between levels is further. So should be interesting, but I'll definitely look into that match. I'll look into her opponent. If she's close by, isn't she live in Brooklyn or something? The city? But yeah, if you maybe next event, if you got her contact info, have her send me a message if she's interested. If she has any ideas for a potential opponent. Uno, I appreciate all those letters. It's like 9 of them. So that's nice of you. That's nice of you. We got another one from Uno. I appreciate it. That's nice of you. I can definitely tell you probably spelled up something nice and respectful. So if any of the guys and ladies are reading the chat, you might want to skip Uno's letters. But I do appreciate the comments. Uno takes the time out of his busy day, comments, watches our channel. So I appreciate that, Uno. It's very nice of you. Uno, I don't know if you know this or not, but September 6th, we have a big super match. I take that back. The 5th is a super match. The 6th is the tournament, the second annual tournament classic. So I would definitely say get to Connecticut, do some arm wrestling, help us raise money for a great cause. And if you play your cards right and you win, you got to win first. You got to win first. You get yourself a golden turtle. Now, this is solid gold. Now, this is just a demo. The ones that are not the demo are much more prettier. But you hear that? That's solid gold. That is solid gold. And you got to win first. Let's go to another match. Um, now, next match, I'm very excited. Now, I know I said this every single match, but I am truly excited for all these matches. This match, I'm extremely excited for. I feel like the fans, the people that watch, the people that comment, I think they think this is going to be a mismatch, which I could see. I could see how they see that in terms of popularity and how well the athletes are known. But the two athletes we're talking about is Ron the Assassin Armini versus Bill Sinks. Now, Bill Sinks is a legend of the sport. Pretty much everyone knows Bill Sinks unless just got into it. He's been around everywhere. Recently, Bill has some great wins against some really, really strong pullers. He's looking strong. He's looking ready. He's looking ready. Now, his opponent, the assassin, Ron Armini. Most people may not know. You may know because I've said it in the lives before. But I started my arm wrestling career with Ron Armini and the armbenders, the CT armbenders. I spent about a year, maybe less, maybe more, in Ron's garage training on Tuesday nights. I met a lot of great people over there. Now, I keep on saying this. I'm going to say it again. Most people only know Ron, the happy-go-lucky, gotta go, not even go with the flow, just happy-go-lucky. He's there having fun. They've never met the assassin. I've only met the assassin one time in the 4 or 5 years I've known Ron, and that was in 2020 at the IFA Worlds when he came in just assassinating everybody. He went undefeated. He won gold in both left and right. That being said, I haven't seen Ron. I don't think I've ever seen Ron train this hard. He's hitting the weights. He's at practice. I pulled him Tuesday. He's hitting like a madman. Like his hits are so vicious. I'm very excited for this match. I think that's probably the right word to describe this match. I think this match is just going to be vicious. I think both these guys are out for blood. They both want to win. I think it's going to be crazy. So very excited for this match. Very excited. So far, what we talked about, all those matches we talked about, who do you guys think wins? What's your favorite match? How do you think they win? And I guess even if you guys want to have any potential matches for the next pay-per-view, that's something too. If you guys want to throw some potential matches out there, that'd be fun. But let's see. Let's go to another match. I don't think I'm forgetting. Before I talk about my match, I don't think I'm forgetting any other athlete. So we did the Passmore versus James and Justin. We got the ladies match. Oh, how can I forget this? How can I forget this match? So this match, the first athlete I'm going to talk about is where we were pulling at. The super match location is literally his home. He lives there. He sleeps there. He pets his cats there. He does everything there. That is Ron, the High Chief Assassin. If you know the High Chief, he's got one of the best hits out there. He's got endurance. It's very, very, he's got experience. His opponent was once his student. Was once one of the guys he helped trained in the very beginning. 15 to 20 years ago, Black Ice was one of Chief's students. He even got one of his original tables that Chief made. Black Ice has been training on one of Chief's arm wrestling tables that he made years ago. I've been taking a trip down to Pennsylvania, pull with those guys, Storm and Paul Lynn and Black Ice and Roger Bailey. Good, is a strong team down there. This match is going to be interesting. Now, these guys are pulling each other left and right arm. So double the action. Now, they've faced many times in the past. Black Ice has never gotten a victory on Chief. It's been close, but he's never gotten a win. Black Ice, he's been messaging me. He's saying, I'm getting ready to redecorate the dungeon. He said there's going to be a new High Chief. He says he's going to have to cut the ponytail off of Chief and braid it into his hair once he gets the title of High Chief. So things are heating up. Chief even used the Black Ice's government name, which is, if you don't know, that's a big no-no for Black Ice. That's like the closest thing to a slap in the face without slapping someone in the face, using Black Ice's government name. So things are serious with this match. I'm excited for this match. It's going to be interesting. Who do you think wins, Chief or Black Ice? Let me know in the comments. It's going to be a good time. Now, I'm almost sure I'm not forgetting any other matches except for the last one. It's going to be a handicap match. So it's going to be a 1 versus 3 where it's myself. Oh, Bo says Black Ice is going to get dominated. There's only one way to find out, Bo, and that is September 5th in the dungeon. If you guys want to watch this match, you're going to have to get tickets or watch the pay-per-view on this channel under the paid memberships. But, Bo, you think it's going to be a sweep, both arms? You think 3-0, 3-0, left and right? Or you think Chief is going to maybe, if it's like that, you think he's going to maybe play with his food maybe? Or you think it's going to be that much? It's going to be interesting. So the last match is the 1 versus 3. It's going to be myself versus the team of 3. The team of 3 is John, Damian, and Andrew. John and Damian are from Massachusetts. Damian is ranked number 2 in the state of Massachusetts, only behind Jerry Caderet. John is, if he's not third, I would say he's tied for third with Chris Burns. So Bo says the first round he will hit just to show his domination. Now, that could be it. We all know, we all practice with Chief. We know he's got that crazy hit. Now I'm trying to, as a promoter, I'm trying to be neutral to both, both athletes out of respect. It's been tricky. I got a lot of teammates on the card, a lot of friends on the card, but I'm going to be neutral out of respect to the athletes. But as a fan, I do I like to see the tomahawk, you know. So I would like to see a tomahawk at least once in that match, you know. If you don't know what the tomahawk is, it's a secret arm wrestling move. And if you pull it off, it looks absolutely devastating. It's one of my favorite moves. Um, it's fun. It's fun. Um, actually, I stole Chief's tomahawk move and I pulled it off in a match uh, versus. I always say his name wrong. It's a little challenging for me to say. Toshiaki Shishido, I think. If I might have said that. I think that's right. Toshiaki Shishido. I pulled a tomahawk on him, and it's a good feeling to pull a tomahawk off. Um, let's get back to the match, the 1 versus 3. Third athlete, I don't think we talked about him yet, is Andrew. He's from the state of Pennsylvania. Bunch of strong guys down there in Pennsylvania. Um, Andrew, I'm not as familiar with Pennsylvania as I am more, Connecticut, Mass area in terms of level of arm wrestlers. But I would definitely say he's definitely in the top 10 in that state. Top 10 is a safe bet, but he might even be top 5. All these guys are extremely strong. They have pinned me in practice. They've beat me before in practice, so they're no jokes. It's going to be interesting. Now, that being said, I have a lot of respect for these guys for stepping up because if it wasn't for these 3 athletes, I would not be able to be a part of this card as a athlete. So I'm very appreciative to the gentlemen, the team of 3. But that being said, I am not losing. I am not losing in home field. I came off a tough loss recently. I'm not losing twice. So yeah, I'm not losing. I'm not losing. So if John, Damian, Andrew, you watching? I'm not losing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Now, the way it's going to go is I'm not going to pull them at the exact same time, so it's not like they're going to have 3 arms on the pad at once. So what it's going to be is every round they're going to rotate. So round 1, athlete A, round 2, athlete B, round 3, athlete C, and continue. The way I win is I get 6 pins on the team 3. The way they win, they get 3 pins on me. It should be very interesting. Should be very interesting. Well, I guess let's talk about how this match was born. So, it's fun to talk about. So my original plan, the 1 versus 3 was not my original plan for a match. We reached out to many athletes, but the tricky thing is this is a charity event, so we have a budget of 0. So everyone on the card, all the athletes, all the referees, cameraman, and anyone helping, they are doing it on their own time, their own dime. So I'm very thankful. Everyone on the card, thank you very much. I'm very appreciative. People taking days off of work. So I'm very appreciative, But how this match was born, I reached out to many athletes because we have a budget of 0. We weren't able to meet the requirements for an athlete at that level. Most guys at a minimum require travel and stay, which I think that's definitely fair. That is definitely fair, especially at this level of competition. but we just didn't have the budget to make that happen this year because it's a charity event. So it was actually Damien, one of the guys on the team of three. He goes, "Hey, if you can't find anybody for the match," he says, "I'll pull you." I said, "Oh, that's a pretty good idea. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely keep it in mind." And then we were practicing. Next thing you know is I can't remember who had the idea because what if we do a 1 versus 2? Where you pull me and John. And Damien says, "What if maybe it was Damien?" I can't remember, but someone came up with the idea and said, "Oh, you know what? That's interesting. Let's We started talking about it, and then it was locked in as a 1 versus 2. But the guys thought they might need a little bit more help, and I'm up for the challenge. They said my original pick for the third man was Chris Burns because he's got the experience. I think he's got like 15 years experience. Plus, he's extremely strong. But unfortunately, well, it's good for the kids because he's a school teacher. He's got to teach school, but he's not able to ditch the kids behind and come to the match, so he can't make it. But that left the opportunity open for Andrew. Andrew's coming up. He's being the third man on the team. Should be interesting. Should be very, very interesting. I'm excited. I'm excited for the 1 versus 3. I was worried that fans, that the people watching the card weren't going to be the biggest fans. Let me know if you guys if that's too loud. The neighbors, I don't know if you can hear that. The neighbors mowing. If it's too loud, let me know. I'll shut the door. But yeah, that's how that match was born. So I feel like it's from where it started to where it's finished. I feel like we're off to a great start. I feel like the fans definitely like this match. I think this match is getting the most attention out of at least Facebook and YouTube. It's getting the most attention. Now, you may call this like some people have called this a circus match. I could definitely see that, because there is an entertainment side to it. But this match, it's not staged. The winner will be whoever is the better arm wrestler. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know. Let's see. Let's see. So this morning we at the super matches we're gonna have 3 referees. One of our referees, he dropped out. So we are looking for a third ref. So if you guys know any referees that are certified, let me know. You can send them my contact info or send me theirs, whatever's easier for you. But the event's going to be at noon on a Friday. So we're looking for a third ref because we had a ref that drop out. So yeah, if you guys know any certified referees that want to be part of this incredible event, let me know. It'd be greatly appreciated. So now this Dungeon Super Match series, it's either going to be the first and last, or it's going to grow into something huge. It's going to grow into something very big. Now, I think it's going to go either way, but I do think it's going to grow into something huge, even though the location, the dungeon itself, it's like a museum. It's like an arm wrestling museum. After the super matches, there's going to be a museum tour. Chief is going to do a little tour, talk about history from the 80s, 90s, 2000, all the way up until now. I mean, there's stuff from everybody. John Brezink, Vovoda, Tim Bresnan, Crazy George. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there, Only way to see that tour is you gotta be able to watch the super matches and buy the tickets. After the tour of the museum, the Dungeon Museum, we're gonna have a big after pull with all the athletes. So if you guys want to pull these athletes, your first chance is Friday after the super matches, after the museum. We'll have a big after pull. We got like 8 or 9 arm wrestling. We'll probably have 10 arm wrestling tables. So it's gonna get crazy. I'm super excited for this after pull. I'm a big fan of after pulls. Last year at the tournament, the after pull was pretty good, but it was a long day. It was people in the sun, so people were tired, so people left early. This year we are inside, so people no people aren't gonna get beat up from the sun. So big after pull. Also too, so I'm probably I might, in terms of after pull, it's Friday I might just pull right, and then Saturday I pull left. I think. I'll probably end up pulling both hands, but that's the plan right now. Righty Friday, because I'll have a match righty, and I'll keep pulling after. Then Saturday I'll pull lefty. Now Saturday the after pull, there's a little game going on. If anybody pins me, this is going to be the $1 pull too. It's going to be a $1 pull for the charity. It's going to be unlimited entries, so you could spend $2 million and have 2 million tries. But if you win, you can only win once. Just keep that in mind. If anybody pins my left arm Saturday in the after pull or anything, they will win a free ticket to the next pay-per-view event. Hey, what's up, Brian? Hey, man, I appreciate that, I know you're not going to be able to make it this year, but like you just said, next year, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. Maybe something will change and you'll be able to make it out, Brian. But if not, we'll see it. We'll see it the 3rd annual tournament. Now, let's see. If you guys want to do the tournament starts at noon. Now, what that means is the competition will start at noon. If you show up at noon, you will miss the sign up and weigh-ins. So if you want to compete, you got to show up 8 to 11 for registrations and sign-ups. Yeah, man, that'd be cool. It's always nice to meet another arm wrestler. You're more than welcome to join us at practice. If you ever get a free day off, we practice on Tuesdays and we practice on Saturdays. Tuesday is at 5 p.m. and Saturday is at 10 a.m. So keep that in mind, Brian. Hey, man, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate your support, helping out. I definitely appreciate you watching live and commenting and all that stuff. It definitely helps out, so I appreciate that. If you ever, I don't know if we're friends on Facebook, Brian, but if you want to join practice, shoot me a message on Facebook, Nicholas Stone, or Instagram _TeamStone777. Shoot me a message and we'll set something up for practice. That is a great question, Brian. It's a different Brian. We got 2 Brians right now. So he says, where are you guys located? What tournament you're talking about? So we are located in Connecticut, and the tournament we are talking about is the 2nd annual Turtleman Classic. It's going to be a great show. It's a charity event. All the money is given to the family of one of our teammates who passed away. We give the money to his wife. She puts some money in a school savings account. So by the time, I think she's like 5 or 6 now. So by the time she's in college, there should be enough money in there, so at least she don't have to worry about the money side. Um, but yeah, man, Brian, same thing with the other Brian. If you can make it, it'd be awesome to see you. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a great time. We got levels. We got classes for every level. So if you're a first timer, more than welcome. Or if you're a pro, we're more than welcome. If you're the best of the best, we're happy to have you. Or if it's your first time, equally as happy to have you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, you know. I appreciate that from both Brians. Brian V says, nice, very good of you guys. And Brian J says, super charity work, good stuff. Yeah, I agree, man. It's a good cause. Last year, I forget the exact number, but it was more than $6,500. It's a good chunk of change, you know. It's a good chunk of change. This year we plan on beating that. It's gonna be a challenge, but I think we could do it. Last year we got quite a bit of donations. I mean, not donations, sponsors. We did get a good amount of sponsors this year, but we got a little bit less than what I was hoping for. But that being said, I still think we'll beat our goal of beating 6,500. So Brian J says, my goal, get a turtle. That's a great goal. And I just happen to have a turtle right here. This is what everyone wants. There's only one place on earth you can get one, and that is September 6th, Steel Beach Gym. Now, these are solid gold. Solid gold. Got to win first place. So Brian V says, I'm actually in Florida, about to enter my first tournament here in a week, King of Florida. Oh, that's good. There's some. You picked a good state. There's some strong pullers down there. Good luck. Good luck at your first tournament. Protect yourself. And if you don't have a team, like I don't know if you have a team you train with, I would try to find a team. Chance Shaw's in Florida. Brad Grundy's in Florida. I would try to hook up with one of those guys. Those guys are probably the best guys in that area, I would definitely say. So I would try to find Chance Shaw or Brad Grundy, Brian, and I would if I were you, I'd try to get on their team, you know, or try to get one of their practices. Let's see. I don't have any on me, but second and third place for the tournament are going to be a silver turtle and a bronze turtle. They're going to be about, the silver is about a little smaller, the bronze is going to be tiny. So we got a whole entire turtle family. Yeah, man, if you can get a hold of them, they're only 45 minutes away. I tell you what, that's a pretty good drive. I think my average drive for practice is like I want to say it's like 2 hours, maybe more, When I take a trip up to Mass, that's about 2.5. And when I take a trip down to Pennsylvania, that's like 2.5. And that's only one way, so that's 5 hours of driving. So if you can get to a high level practice in 45 minutes, you're off to a good start, Brian. So I hope they like you. They let you on the team. It should be good. Let's see. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. Let's see what time it is. So I'll probably hang out for another 10, 20 minutes. Oh, what's up, James? When you're, I talked a little bit about your match earlier on. He says, damn, you're doing a pre-lift stream and I'm just waking up. And that's what happens. Sometimes I wake up early and I just gotta go live. I've been going live quite a bit recently. I've been trying to spread the word about the tournament, about the super matches. James is one of the athletes on the card. He's got a match with Paul Passmore. It's going to be an absolute fireworks show. Brian says, got to go. Family time. Catch you on the next. Nothing wrong with second. Heck, you could get third, fourth. Hell, you can even be fifth. LOL, Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you're last. That's what I live my life by. I watched that movie one time, and it really stuck with me. But hey, thanks for watching, Brian. Hey, anytime, Brian V. Anytime. Hey, James, if you're still watching, as a fan, what's your favorite match of the Super Card on the Super Match card? Of all the matches, who's your favorite as a fan? Which one are you looking forward to seeing the most? Um, what else can we talk about? Let's start talk about a time frame. So let's start with Friday. The event starts at noon, but I would definitely advise you guys show up around 10:30. Um, because once 11 comes, we're going to be doing rules. We'll be doing stuff with the athletes. We're doing interviews. So definitely advise you show up around. If you're watching the event, 10:30. This is where you get parking and all that stuff. So James says, I'm interested in both Black Ice, Bill Sinks, and the Assassin Sinks. So Black Ice is pulling High Chief, not Sinks. But Assassin is pulling Sinks. As a fan, I gotta agree with you. That might be as a fan, those might be my most excited matches to watch. I agree with you. Great choice, James. Yeah, I get it. I get it. You're just waking up. Plus, we got like 14 Rons. There's like 9 Rons on the card. We got fucking Ron, the High Chief, and we got Ron Assassin. We got a lot of Rons. Half the team in Connecticut is either named Ron or Brandon. We got a lot of Rons and Brandons. So I can see it's an honest mistake. That's an honest mistake. But yeah, time frame. So Friday, if you're watching the pay-per-view, show up 10:30. Because once it gets close to 11, we'll have a lot of moving parts. Athletes, I would definitely be there at 10. We're going to do the super matches. The super matches will start at noon. We're going to go until the super matches are finished. Once these super matches are finished, we're going to do the dungeon tour. After the dungeon tour, the after pulls will start. Crazy after pulls. Once the after pulls are done, I'm going to have to leave to go to Steel Beach Gym to set up for the tournament. We'll also be doing early weigh-ins around, now when I say around 7, early weigh-ins are by appointment only, so you must shoot me a message or shoot me a message, Instagram, Facebook, or if you have my number, shoot me a text to make an appointment for early weigh-ins for the tournament. If you show up, I may not be there. If we finish early, we'll head out. So early weigh-ins by appointment only. You can weigh in that night with the appointment, or if you guys buy the tickets to the event, that will be your first spot to early weigh-in. After the super matches, after the tour, we'll be able to weigh in. That's only for people that buy the tickets that are doing the tournament. Otherwise, early weigh-in will be that night by appointment only. Friday night, after everyone goes to sleep, we wake up. We're going to get down to Steel Beach Gym. I'll be there before 8 a.m. probably. We're going to start sign-ups and registration at 8 a.m. It's going to go to 11. So, let me be clear. if you want to compete for the tournament, you must show up before 11. Otherwise, you're going to miss the bracket. It's not locked in. We may have a late fee. Like, say if someone shows up late, we may have a late fee where they may be able to get in, but there will definitely be a late fee. That money's given to the charity. But that late fee is mostly if it holds up time, if it holds up the event, that money is for the people's time pretty much, and it's also going to charity. So let's see. Let me check some of these chat. Brian says, "How many do you guys let in the amateur group?" You talking about the tournament, Brian? So it's going to be whoever is an amateur. So it could be 3 people, it could be 30 people. So it's going to depend on the turnout. The only thing we won't allow is we're going to try to be strict. So like if I feel someone is too good for amateur, if I feel like they're a semi-pro, we're going to make them step up. Now that is for safety. That is for safety. That is the reason why we're doing it. We want to keep the amateur class true. The novice class will definitely be a true novice where zero experience. So when I mean zero experience for the novice, 0 practices, 0 tournaments, 0 table time. So if you have 1 or 2 practices under your belt, you are a amateur for this event. Because with our location, the gym, we will probably have a lot of brand new people that are very strong. And if you know, that is the most dangerous type of person for an injury, a very strong new guy. Yeah, man, I hope that answers your question, Brian. It's going to be depending on the turnout. So it could be 3, it could be 30, it could be 100, depending on the turnout. Yeah, man, that's what I say every day, James says, fucking Rons, man, there's too many of them. There's too many of them. I say we do the old pool stick trick where you break a pool stick, you throw it in the middle of them, and there's only one round that comes out after that, If that happens, I'll get it on video. That'll be a good video. So the tournament weigh-ins 8 to 11. The tournament's going to start we're going to do rules at 11:05 for the tournament. Once the rules are done, we're going to keep the novice, amateur, and semi-pro aside. The pros can go off because these safety rules don't apply to the pros. The safety rules are applied to everybody that is not a professional class, so there will be safety stoppages for potential arm break, high risk arm break, and open arm high risk bicep tear. So let's see. Brian says, nice. So I've never entered a tournament, but I've been a beast on the table for a month, trying to see where I stack up. Yeah, man, I would definitely say, if there's something, our tournament has 4 classes level wise. So we have novice, amateur, semi-pro, and pro. If something like that, we have 4 classes, I would definitely say, especially if you're killing it on the table for a month, I would definitely say amateur. I think amateur would be a fair category. I think the reason why I say go amateur and not novice, because if you got a month of experience, firstly, if you go against someone that's a first timer, that just happened to walk by, hey, what's going on? What's this? You're probably going to hurt that guy, because you're experienced, the risk of injury for that guy is going to go up. Also, too, on the end of experience, if you go to the novice class, you might smash everybody, but you might not learn anything, versus if you go into the amateur class, you might take 1 loss, but I tell you what, that 1 loss is going to give you more information on how to get better and where you need to work on that, and then probably anything. I know it's not fun losing. No one wants to lose, but it's part of the game. It sounds weird, but it's especially early on. I would say it's better to lose and learn than just to smash people, because if you're just smashing people, it's going to work until it doesn't, and you're not going to know why it's not working. So hopefully that helps, you know. Yeah, man, I feel you. You know, I came off a really tough loss recently, and it rechanged a lot of my thinking on this sport, strategy, technique. It changed a lot, you know, which I definitely do think I needed. So it was good. It was good. Um, so let's see. Check the time again. Let's see. So the tournament, we talked about the tournament. The tournament's going to go until we finish. We're going to have 3 tables running. Always 3 tables. We might even we'll have 3 tables on the main stage. We'll have a kids table on the side and a sit-down table on the other side. So we might have 5 tables running at once, but definitely 3. We will always have a pro class running. So there's going to be a table with, you know, a red, white, and blue platform on the. There's a platform, and there's another piece of wood with, you know, painted red, white, and blue. That table will be a pro table. It's going to be right in the middle. And there will always be a pro class running. Now the pros. Now, you guys know we like to do the overalls in the tournament. That is the winner of the best of the best, so whoever wins first. So now, this is only for pros, the pro class. If you win first place in a pro category, you will be entered into the overall. Now, the overall is the best of the best, first place finishers from all the weight classes in the pro. The winner of the overall, left and right, will earn themselves a guaranteed spot on the next pay-per-view. So we're going to have 2 new athletes for the next event. We're going to have a left-hand winner, and we're going to have a right-hand winner. Now, the only other class that may be put in the overalls that's not guaranteed is going to be determined on who wins it, pretty much. Now, what I mean by that is it's the Masters class. So I said this before, but I'll say it again. The Masters class is, it's either going to come 3 ways. So the first way is the Masters class is full of world champions, like just incredible athletes that just happen to be 40. The other way the turnout was going to be is it's going to be full of first timers, you know, just, you know, super strong dads that just happen to walk by and, hey, you know, I'll try it out. You know, I'll do the Masters because I'm 40, you know, or whatever I think it's, ours is going to be 40. Sometimes it's 50, but ours is going to be 40. So it's either full of first timers or it's full of world champions. And the third option is a mix. So if it's full of world champions, the Masters will definitely be put in the overall. But if someone new wins it, I don't feel comfortable putting someone new up against a pro, especially with something on the line. You know, they're not going to take it easy on them. So only if you know, it's going to be depending on the turn. I'll be able to know right away pretty much with the Masters class. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So I'm excited. I'm excited, man. It's going to be good. So, any other questions, let me know. Oh, t-shirts. So, let's see. I'm actually wearing, this is last year's. Let's see if they can see it. This is last year, Turtle Man. Got the muscle on it. Actually, it's up there too in that corner, that green shirt. That's last year's shirts. This year, shirts are coming. They're in the mail. I was getting very nervous This is cutting close, but they're in the mail. They're going to be here the 2nd. Now, the guy I bought the shirts from, he gave me his guarantee. I got a guarantee they'd be here by the 1st. And they're going to come the 2nd, so we'll see. But they'll definitely be here, just the normal nerves. We are doing pre-orders. So there are quite a bit of pre-orders. So some sizes are already running low. So if you want to make sure you get a shirt, we're doing pre-orders. The shirts go for $30. We can ship them, but shipping is, I want to say shipping is like $8 or $9. Maybe I'm wrong. At least the last time I shipped the shirts, it was like $8 or $9. But so there's pre-orders available. Let's see. Brian says, I'm excited for you guys. I hope you raise a lot of money for that family, brother. Thanks for the advice. I'm out. Peace. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Even if you can't make it up from Florida, remember the pay-per-view. You can always watch the pay-per-view. It's going to go for $9.99 on the paid memberships. It's going to be a great time. But yeah, it's going to be good. I see some, looks like hearts. I see some hearts floating around, so someone must be hearting, so I appreciate that. The t-shirts, we also have, so the t-shirts go for $30, 100% from the Turtle Man t-shirts given to the charity. There are also Team Stone shirts. I don't have, let's see. So there's one on the wall over there. Some nice Team Stone shirts. They also go for $30. The only size I don't have right now is 3X. I have every other size. 3X sold out. I have every other size small to 2X. 2Xs are low, but we do have 2Xs left. We also have arm wrestling straps. So now it's a nice Team Stone strap. Got a nice buckle. These go for $20. But keep this in mind, if you guys are at the Turtle Man 2 September 6th, there is a in-person sale. So only in person you'll get this sale, and it's a buy one get one half off. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna honor, I'm gonna honor this sale. If you bought a strap in the past, you will also get half off on your next strap. So keep that in mind. If you bought one of these in the past and you're in the Turtle Man, you could still get the half off. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. What else is there? What else is there? There's got to be something. There got to be something. Oh, rules. So real quick, I'll go over rules. The first thing, the referee, once they look set up, now this is gonna be new. I've definitely seen people talk about it, but I don't think anybody has pulled it off in a tournament. There's gonna be a consent. So what I mean by that is once the athletes look like they have a decent grip, whatever, the referee will go to athlete 1. Athlete, are you good? Now they need a verbal yes or no. It can't be a head shake. A verbal yes or no. If athlete says yes, I am good. Athlete 2, are you good? They say yes, I'm good. No matter if they both say yes, they can be in any position. They can be turned 1 inch above the pad. If both people say yes, the next command will be don't move, go. It will be a live match. So keep that in mind. If you say yes and you agree to the position, so you cannot complain if anything happens. But all you have to do is, if you don't want that, if you want the referee to step in, all you need to do is say, no, I am not good, and it will go back to traditional, where the referee steps in. It's no ready, it's don't move, go. There's going to be a slight space. It's not don't move, go. It's going to be don't move, go. There's going to be a pause. Kind of like a drag race. I don't know if you guys ever seen drag races where you get the lights. You know what I mean? It flashes, slight pause, and then green. That's what it's going to be like. Running fouls. You have 3 fouls. No warnings. There's no warnings on these rules. So anything that would be a warning is just a foul. So early starts is a foul. So keep that in mind, guys. There's not going to be, 9, 15 freebies. Not going to be any freebies with early starts and stuff like that. It's gonna be a foul. Athletes cannot touch the strap with their offhand. So, like, say if I'm pulling right, the strap is on. Athletes cannot touch it. That will be a foul. Even if they just tap it, it's going to be a foul. Athletes cannot touch the strap. They cannot adjust the strap. If they pull on it, tighten it, that's a foul. Keep that in mind, guys. Athletes cannot touch their hand. If some people like to take their finger and pull it over, athletes cannot touch their hand with their off arm wrestling hand. So if I'm pulling right, I can't touch anything. Another thing too is we're going to have a shoulder rule. This is new. I think it might be good. I'm a little worried about it though. My match is going to be first, so if anything happens that's not good, we'll be able to make adjustments after my match, so the other athletes don't have the same problem. But what I mean by the shoulder rule is, so if both, after the consent, if one athlete says no or both says no, it'll be, next thing the referee will do is they're going to square you up. So they're going to square your shoulders up, and they're going to go back to the hands. If the referee has to go back to square you up, has to go back from hands to shoulders, that will be a foul. No warning, it will be a foul. So keep that in mind, guys. If you guys get caught trying to sneak the shoulder in, it's going to be a foul. Now, what I'm trying to do with that rule is, as a fan, personally, as a fan, I don't like the 40-minute setups as a fan. So we're trying to eliminate the fact when a referee has to go from hands, shoulder, they have to square the shoulders up, and now they have to restart with the hands because they just fixed the shoulders. So we're trying to eliminate, having the refs having to go hands, shoulders. I mean, if you could try to sneak that shoulder in, but if you get caught, it's going to be a foul. So keep that in mind. But if you both consent, both say yes, you guys could. I mean, you could start as long as you're holding the peg. You could turn as much as you want, as long as both athletes say verbal yes. All slips go to strap. Now, this is going to be another thing too. Is this? It's going to be called an unprofessional foul. So, with traditional rules, like say, as a fan, I do not like to see professional fouls. I think they're pretty fucking gay. As a fan, I want to watch arm wrestling. I don't want to watch fouls. Now, if fouls happening from power, that's okay. But if it's in the rules, it's not cheating. If it's in the rules, it's not cheating. So I don't think any of those athletes are cheating. They're playing the rules. But with the running fouls, if you pop, it's a running foul. Now, the only way someone can get a professional foul with running fouls, get a stop, is, say this is elbow pad. Someone will lift their elbow up and then hit to gain position. That's the only way you could stop a match with running fouls. But that will be considered a unsportsman. That will be 2 fouls. So keep that in mind. You can still do it. It can still be done, but it's going to cost you 66% of your fouls. So what we're trying to do with that rule is we're trying to eliminate a benefit to the athlete, a reward for fouling. I don't want any rewards for fouling, like a get out of jail free card kind of thing. I want the rewards to go to the athlete that is not fouling. So it's now these have to be obvious, where all three referees know right away. Like it has to be so obvious that referees know right away. Otherwise, it would just be regular foul. The other one, say this is the elbow pad. If you drag someone down, all the way down to here, yank him down, that will be an unsportsman, and that will be 2 fouls. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So what's up? Go. Let's see. So I would say that risk injury, you could do consent, but also shoulders still square. Perhaps customized per athlete's preference. So that's I definitely see what you're saying. But these are for the professionals. If a professional wants to break their arm, they have the right to. It's going to be interesting, Now the novice, all those there's safety stoppages. We have safety rules for the novice, amateur, semi class. So if they are in a higher risk injury position, there will be a safety stoppage. The match will be stopped, and there will be a little talk through by the referee of why the match was stopped, real quick. But yeah, we're definitely, for anybody that's not a professional, we're definitely focusing on safety. But anybody in the professional category, the super matches, they can do whatever they want. These guys are the best of the best. So if they want to risk bone, they want to risk tendon, they are welcome to. But thanks for watching, Go. I appreciate that. It's definitely a good thought. But let's see. Hey, Go. Where are you? You from Connecticut? If you're close by Connecticut, September 6th, Turtle Man 2. It's going to be a great time. And don't forget, the day before the tournament, the first ever Dungeon Super Match Series in the dungeon. You got to buy tickets for the in-person or watch the pay-per-view. That's the only way you'll be able to watch super matches. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. Any other questions from me? I'm going to hop off in a couple minutes. So any last minute questions, let me know. I don't think I missed anything. We talked about the rules, time, athletes, the dungeon, super match series, the tournament, t-shirts, straps. We talked about everything. Well, I see some more, some hearts. Is that from, what is it, like a little button or something? You guys have like a little heart button or something? Hey, what's up, Ivan? Turtle Man, that's what he says. I couldn't have said better myself, Ivan, what division are you doing? Are you doing pro or are you doing semi at Turtle Man? I'm gonna hop off in a couple of minutes, Ivan. You got any questions for me about the tournament, or while I'm here, I can answer your questions. But yeah, I'm gonna hang out a couple more minutes. Almost out of pre-workout. I've been on here for. Oh, good. I was just about to say, Ivan, because I think you're probably too good for semi. I was just about to say you got to do pro. You're probably too good for semi. Which that's a compliment. Take that as a compliment. And if you're in the pro class, if you win first, you're entered in the overall. And if you win a left or right overall, you're guaranteed a spot on the next pay-per-view event. So keep that in mind. There's a lot on the line. You could get yourself on the next pay-per-view. Hey, what's up, Drew? I don't know if you know this, Drew, but September 6th, there's a big event in Connecticut. It's called the Turtleman Classic. Now, I know you might be on the other side of the country, but I still think you should get there. You know, I think you should. What was it? 2 days ago we were joking about the lottery, but I think you should buy a lottery ticket. You probably win big, and next thing you know, we'll see you at the second annual Tournament Classic. But if you can't make it for some odd reason, there's a pay-per-view. You can watch the pay-per-view on Friday. It's $9.99. It's gonna be whatever YouTube doesn't take. It's gonna be broken up. A third for the charity, a third for the referees, and a third for the athletes. Yeah, man, I'm slacking. I gotta make sure I spread the word. He says, no, I never heard of you mention it before. I'm slacking. I gotta start mentioning it more. But if anything changes, it'd be great to see you. I know Carolyn probably wants to see you. But we'll see. There's always the third event. There's always next year. But yeah, I'm gonna do a couple more minutes. Yeah, I agree with you, Drew. Carolyn the Great. She's awesome. She's always saying good things about people. She's always spreading the word of the sport. She's, I haven't heard anyone say a bad word about her. So that's usually a good sign, So Carolyn, if you're watching, we definitely appreciate you. And the shirts, Carolyn, she bought a couple shirts pre-order. They will be here the 2nd, so they'll be in the mail soon. All right. All right, guys, if you got any more questions, I'm going to do about 50 more seconds. I'm going to get ready to lift. A little recovery lift. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm going to do a little full body, arm wrestling, full body, just move some blood around. Match is coming up like 5 days, so just going to feel good, move some blood around, and take it from there. But we'll do, want to go till another 20 seconds. Give another 20 seconds. Any final questions before I hop off and do the recovery lift? Let me know. Even if you have questions after the live, the comments, I can see them in the YouTube studio, so feel free to put the comments down. But all right, guys, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.